Move, social educational platform based on VR. Problem statement. Current educational systems need more enhancement. What are the problems? Communication problems, visualization problems. Communication. Lack of communication between educators and students. Current communication channels are destructive and waste a lot of time and effort. Centralized source of educational materials is very important. Good communication keeps the educational process on track. Visualization. Some educational materials are hard to understand without visual aids. Visualization has been developed over years, starting from black, white, printed images to very advanced techniques. Visualization should be interactive for more efficiency. Nowadays, technologies like virtual reality are very good, but hard to design and need more special hardware. High cost of virtual reality development makes educational institutes to consider this solution as an unusable one most of the time. Solution: we introduce an easy free ways of communication that could be used inside schools and universities. The platform supports sharing culture by providing many ways of information content change. Users can collaborate for a very better educational experience. Unlike currently used social platforms, the platform keeps students involved and helps them to learn efficiently. The platform introduces a unique way to design educational materials with a minimized cost in no time. Unlike all of the known platforms used to create VR experience, the platform doesn't require any coding or designing experience. Reducing cost and time of virtual reality development. Competitor analysis. Current competitors as a social education platform are Google Classroom, Edmodo, Top Hat Lecture. Current competitors as a virtual reality solution are Amazon Cimmerian, Otley Flux. Our competitive edge: no coding skills required, no 3D design skills required, all combined in one place, very powerful social system features. System architecture. Two main components: social platform, VR hub. The social platform consists of three parts: study group, user profile, messaging. Study groups contains four sections: lounges, data, assignments, questions. Data. Data, it consists all the materials with wide range of supported formats such as video, audio, PDF, and links. Assignments. It gathers all the assignments you have with a reminder of the due date and the remaining day. Also, there is online submission, so there will be no more distinction with many emails to submit to. Lounges. This is the others section as it contains general topics, polls, and announcements. Questions and answers, where people can ask and answer in Stack Overflow style with up and down voting and accepted answers. VR Hub, VR Editor, Assist Store, VR Live. Back-end engineering. Architecture pattern, model, view, control. We use the MVC simple model. REST API receives HTTP requests from clients and does whatever request needs. Example, create users. Scalability. Load balancing, dividing the amount of work that a computer has to do between two or more computers so that more work gets done in the same amount of time and, in general, all users get served faster. Load balancing can be implemented with hardware, software, or combination of both. In our project, we use load balancing to distribute HTTP traffic between one or more computers. Scalability in cache memory. In cache memory, a cache is a simple key value store and it should reside as a buffering layer between your application and your data storage. Whenever your application has to read data, it should at first try to retrieve the data from your cache. Only if it's not in the cache should it then try to get the data from the main data source. In our project, we use caching to speed up things. For example, why we should get all the posts from the database file system every time while it's not changing a lot. Rather, we cache it in memory and start querying the cache to the data without hitting the DB file system. Artificial intelligence. AI search in depth. This feature is enabling you to search into files, so if you are searching for XYZ, the results will not only include the files that their names match your search, but the results will also include files that contain any data matches your search. Mobile engineering iOS application. Use technology. Deep linking. Deep linking, the use of hyperlink that links to a specific generally searchable or indexed piece of content. This specific content could be a specific view, a particular section of a page, or a certain tab. Push notifications, never miss a tiny thing. Use technologies, core data. Core data, it's one of the most popular framework provided by Apple for iOS and macOS apps. Core data is used to manage the module layer object in our application. We can treat core data as a framework to save, track, modify, and filter the data within iOS apps. However, core data is not a database. Core data is used SQLite as its persistent store, but the framework itself is not database. Virtual reality. History. Invented by Ivan Sutherland at MIT in 1968. It came back to the public in 1990 and then in 2012 Oculus Rift. Theoretical perspective, motion tracking techniques. Motion tracking is the process of distinguishing user movements for use in computer software. In VR, motion tracking techniques depends mainly on a certain level of abstraction, of hardware. The MMU is responsible for processing inputs and translates them to the software layers. Ability of motion tracking is measured by degrees of freedom. There's two types of VR hardware, 3.VR headsets and 6.VR headsets. More movement freedom equals more cost. Theoretical perspective, mobile VR. Mobile VR is a lightweight version of virtual reality with less required hardware and, of course, less cost. It's a 3.VR solution with some limitation for movement tracking. No wires or connections are used. Can use the web to load the virtual reality content. Theoretical perspective sublayers. Graphic rendering techniques. VR heads, Move, A-Frame, WebVR, WebGL. VR Hub, Virtual Reality Editor. How it works. It's an web application that could be accessed using any web browser, and in few simple steps user will be able to create a virtual reality experience and then publish it to other users. Published experiences could be viewed on any mobile that have our mobile application installed on it. React.js framework, declarative, simple to create UI components, efficiently updates and renders just the right components when your data changes, readability and easier to debug. Components-based, built encapsulated components that manage their own state, reusable. A framework, web framework for building virtual reality experiences, declarative HTML, works on almost all headsets, cross-platform, entity component structure, ECS architecture. Virtual reality editor, main features. Add basic 3D model, box, sphere, cylinder, remove model, reposition model, rotate model, scale model, change model color. Assist store, poly.google.com. Poly is a website created by Google for users to browse, distribute, and download 3D objects. Search for a specific model from the API Add models using Google API, Google Poly. VR Live, important export experiences, save the exported experience in the database to be imported anytime later, edit the experience by sending it to the VR editor, streaming service based on socket that can exchange identities, prosperities when it's changing so the other users can get live updates on the scene. Virtual reality editor, inputs and outputs, system inputs, basic 3D models, custom 3D models, music, animation, textures, and colors. System outputs, virtual reality experience that could be shown on any mobile device that has the application installed on it. Pipeline. It consists of market research, requirements engineering, system design, system modeling, architecture design, MVC, ECS, design patterns, system implementation, testing, validation, pivoting. Outputs and future plan. Outputs consist of documentation based on well-known software engineering approaches, platform services, UI UX design, mobile app development, web application development. Feature work, validation tests, pivoting, final product design, launching. Thank you.